Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So today we're in our AJS37 Viggen and we're going to go through the cold start sequence. Right, so let's get on with it. The first thing we're going to do is uncage our throttle. That's something we have to do to allow the fuel to flow. That little guy there. And now we can move the throttle backwards and forwards. Next, we're going to get our main electric power on. Left click up. Next, we're going to get our low pressure fuel valve on. Next, generator on. Till is on, Fran is off by the way. Next we're going to hit the startup, left click there, all been left click so far. Once the engine started that will click back to off. Next we're going to close our canopy. Next we're going to cancel the warning. Next we're going to check our warning lights by pressing this button here on the forward left dash. No idea how you'd actually check all that, but that's just part of the sequence. And undo. Now it's running its start sequence now, and it's going to be a minute or so before it uncages all these instruments. You can see that they're caged at the moment because they've got the various red flags on, so we're just going to let it work on that. In the meantime, we're going to first look at our master mode. Now, if we're going to pretty much take off straight away, we're going to go to nav. If we're going to stay on the runway for a while, we're going to stick in BER, which means standby. The reason is, if we stick on nav, then that can corrupt our gyroscopic navigation system if we're on the ground for too long. So that's just something to bear in mind. Only go to nav when you're pretty much ready to take off. Now, while we're waiting for it to do its instruments and stuff, we're going to put our data cartridge in. Now, this means that we're going to load up information regarding our mission, which will have, for instance, waypoints, target points, stuff like that. So it's something we have to do. Left click there. Over to our navigation computer. We're going to left click there to ref longitude latitude. We're going to go from output to input. We're going to go 9099. Accept with LS. Wait. Now at some point these will, if it's worked, change to all zeros. Like so, then we're good. Now we're going to set the navigation computer back to default mode. Out. Left click. Right click on here to act pause. That's how that always wants to be left in that position. Okay, now the next thing is we want to ensure that we've uncaged our backup artificial horizon. So we're going to go over to here, left click and hold here. If I can do it. Okay. Next, we want to ensure that our altimeter and our backup altimeter are zeroed or set to mission parameters. So basically we're at this one, we can see is set at 0. Both needles are on the 0. This one is set at well, nearly 0, so we're going to adjust that ever so slightly. Now when I say mission parameters, we may need to set this primary one here to a certain altitude if we were to say bomb a target. However, I go through that in the various attack tutorials, so we're not going to go any further, but just to know that we can adjust it with that knob there. Next, we're going to engage our oxygen system. Like so, we can now breathe. If we had weapons installed, then we can go through our weapons knobs here and weapons panel here. However, we're not going to go through that now. We are going to turn our parking brake off, which is down here. Left click, parking brake off. We are going to arm our ejection seat up here. Left click. Anything else you want to add to that, Shah?
Negative. I mean, the only thing we could look at is internal and external lights, for example. I do personally like to set them up, but that is obviously to taste.
Right, so I'm going to I like to have all of my lights on, so I'm turning these here for my interiors, and it looks really cool, as you can see. Regards exteriors, remind me where they are, Stahl.
At your right butt cheek there is a row of 4 switches. That is your anti-collision light, your navigation lights, your formation lights, and your position light.
Roger.
And you do also have a taxi light that is to the left of the thrust reverser handle. It's kind of hidden underneath this little black ledge.
Yeah, Roger. Oh, I got a little monkey. I remember them now. Taxi lights. Is it down for on or down up for on?
It's down for on, I think, yeah.
Down for on, and we've got our emergency lights. Why the hell not there? Cool. Right. That's pretty comprehensive. Anything else you think, Stahl?
No.
Roger. I hope that helps, and we'll see you later.